Oh, English, yeah. So actually, we are able to speak Slovenian, but like I'll wait for a bit so people are have time to join, and when like a few people join, we can start showing what we're gonna be doing today. And basically, it's gonna be a workflow of the AI workflow for fashion with ControlNet. Damn, like, and actually, like when I first saw this image, I was like, damn, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. And I saw that like a lot of people resonated with it. There were a lot of comments and reactions. So I feel like a lot of people are interested into how you do these things and how other people, I mean, how can they do them themselves. So yeah, you can just say like what you're doing, what your plans are with AI, what your experiences are, just like shortly. Then we can get into it, very step by step walkthrough of how to do things with AI, basically.
All right, let's go. My name is Luka. I live on the second floor. I live upstairs from you. That's for youngsters. That's a reference from a very old song from the '80s. And when it came out, everybody was like, "Ah, you're Luka." The song, the song. Yeah, so I just had to. I'm sorry, guys. It's a that joke. Anyway,
All good.
so I have around 15, more than 15. I was just counting yesterday. 18 years experience in design, in motion design. I did a lot of stuff in my career. Video production. I produced and we shot videos, music videos, ads, you name it. Then I went behind the camera to post production, where I was doing VFX. I was doing digital compositing. I mean, in Slovenia, being a freelancer is it's different. You have to know a lot of stuff because there is not much work, so you have to be spread around. So about
I
two
think
years ago, yeah,
mm,
sorry.
yeah, I think that's just like in general freelancers. Also, we have a very similar background. Damn, I've done like the exact same thing more or less. That's cool. All
Yeah,
right, go.
yeah. So about 2 years ago, I found out the Mid Journey and the Disco Diffusion, and I mean, I was floored. So I decided to toy with it, discover how machines are interpreting our thoughts and our words, and I was really, really, really impressed. So about a year ago, actually, yeah, exactly 1 year ago, I quit my job and I started doing AI completely 100%. 100%. I got my first project with this small company, and we tried, but it didn't work out because they have the character in vectors. So having consistent character in vector-based character is practically impossible in AI. But anyway, last year in summer, I started doing research for Catalyst, which is a platform for building storyboards, and I've been doing it since last August. But um, um, I'm also having workshops for AI. That's Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and such. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Nice man, nice man. Oh, a lot of exciting things. Yeah, how AI interprets our thoughts. That's a big question for me as well. And yeah, I love Catalyst as well. I've already shared a few workflows with that. All right. So today, you want to share your screen? What you're sharing today? Do you have like image examples?
Oh,
So
yeah, sure.
I'm very excited because this is like Stable Diffusion, and I love open source, and I love just having control. I feel like I always start like with some convenience platforms, like okay, Midjourney is super nice, it creates all of these beautiful images, but then at some point I'm like, oh, I want to do things my way. And I'm like, oh, I want to do it my way, and that's why like I move more and more locally, I move more and more open source. So also like for large language models, I have them locally. For image generators, I have them locally, and I have everything set up the way I like it. I think like that's kind of like creative and artists like workflow, because like we are like to express and work in a specific way, and I just love that we have that ability with AI, and that's why I'm glad that we also like can share this, perspective today, because most people I think are just like, okay, Mid Journey, okay, Leonardo or like Crea or like other things, but like there's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah. So for some of you, welcome. For some of you that don't know, we have two major types of AI image creations. I mean, the third one is Dali, but I don't take it very seriously. Maybe I should, but I just don't. So we have Midjourney, which is, amazing. It's wow, it's mind-boggling. It does really, really good images. And there is Stable Diffusion. It doesn't have that Midjourney flair, but it's so much more controllable. So when you have a vision in your head, what you want to produce, in Midjourney, you kind of, let yourself go with the Midjourney flow. And sometimes you have to compromise between your vision and Midjourney's outputs. But with Stable Diffusion, you have so many more options because it can be so controllable. It's open source, everything is free, and you can download the models, you can download the LoRa's, you can download ControlNET modules, and I'll be showing everything just in a second. But yeah, mostly I've been working with Stable Diffusion because it's so much more controllable.
It's so good.
So, so
It's so good. I completely agree. And
yeah,
it's like, I mean, the learning curve is there is a learning curve for
always.
sure. Like even like with Midjourney, you have a learning curve, but like to make a good image with Midjourney, you get a good image out. You know, like you said, it's amazing. It's absolutely fucking amazing. But like I'm getting into a different topic. I think let's just get into the workflow, and like we can do another topic on like mid journey and stable diffusion discussions,
Okay,
which I
all
also
right,
think would
all
be
right,
interesting.
all
Also, if
right.
anyone has any comments or anything, like do reply, we will chat about it at
I
any
don't
time.
I don't see comments. I only see here with restream, so I only have the
Yeah, I'll
no.
check it. No worries, no
Yeah,
worries.
okay, all right.
You just guide the people
All right.
to the
So
open
today,
source beauty.
yeah. So, okay, today we'll be using a couple of tools. First one is Photoshop or any kind of image creation tool you like by your choice. Then we will use Stable Diffusion, Forge Web UI. Why Forge? Because I found out it's much quicker than Automatic 1111 and has a couple of built-in extensions that are really, really cool. Much better than Automatic 1111. And I'm very happy that someone made the fork of Automatic 1111 on next level. We'll
Nice.
be using we'll be using Stable Diffusion, and for the final flare, we'll be using Crea.ai. I think everybody knows Crea, which is an amazing upscaler, and not just upscaler, but also LCM workflow for making images. On the left side, you have some primitive image, and then Crea builds it up with AI and makes it gorgeous.
Yeah, that I love that as well. I do that as well, and also just recently they had like multiple image prompting and like creation, which is also very interesting. And
Yeah,
also Neil just said that Firefly added ControlNet, which looks quite effective. That's
yeah,
interesting as well. But like
exactly.
just for like perspective between like what we're talking about, you can share the screen in the meantime, and like
Okay,
I just have a thought that I would love to share. Is like these platforms like closed platforms like Adobe for example or like Midjourney, they are adding these features, but they're adding it in a kind of controlled environment. They like make tests, they decide, okay, this is how we're going to launch it. But like why I personally love open source, because this has been available 2 years, a year and a half, like ControlNet, it's been for a year and a half, and I've been able to like learn about it, like develop it by myself and like create a workflow for myself. And just like because it's accessible, like because I can do this thing however I want, instead of like waiting until the company decides, okay, like this is the way we think it is best for you, here you go.
yeah. All right, so let's get into it. First, we are going to build some maps for ControlNet. It's pretty basic. We'll be working with 512 by 640 resolution. We'll be using 1.5 Stable Diffusion model because it's very fast, and ControlNet likes 1.5 models. With SDXL, it's a little buggy, it's not perfect, but for some instances, it works quite well, but it's not as good as on 1.5 models.
I
So,
will A
yeah,
question here. What is the difference between 1.5 and SDXL? How do you choose which one would you like to use?
So for ControlNet, I prefer for using ControlNet, I prefer 1.5. The difference is the basically I won't get too into details, but basically image size. So with 1.5 models, you work with smaller dimensions, while SDXL, as the name suggests, it's XL, it's twice its size. So you get bigger images and sometimes better images. And the prompt understanding with SDXL is way better than on 1.5. Those are the basic differences.
Nice, great. Love the very clear. Nice, love it.
Yeah. So anyway, we are going to make a couple of maps. I mean, you don't have to get uh, too creative. Just basic maps. Um, so that's one.
Basically anything you want, yeah. And
Yeah,
like a lot of people, like, just to kind of jump on top of this, like, if this has been like this workflow has been available for a while, and like you've probably seen it, like a lot of people have seen it, like with logos or like pictures like imprinted into other images. And I think this is the beauty of it, that like you create your own map, and then you can imprint this map into an image. You can create an image around it.
exactly. So
I did a few of these with like spirals, because like at some point I was also just like I downloaded just like some also golden ratio, like a golden ratio map, you know,
yeah,
um, or like a spiral map.
yeah.
I don't know, like
So
I feel like there is so much application for this, just because you can determine like the base composition and the base ratios, how you want your image to be proportioned.
so basically, I won't get into this. I already created a couple of maps, which you can see here. I can share it a bit later, but basically, I mean, it's nothing drastic, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you export those. You can go really wild with this. Um, so here is the Forge, the Stable Diffusion, and I will choose Epic Photogasm model. You can get it on Civit AI. Civit AI is the Stable Diffusion hub. You can get all the models, the tutorials, the extensions, everything. You can get everything on Civit AI. So you just type in Photogasm.
Also workflows. If you work like with node systems, you can just download workflows. It's really good. It's amazing, to be honest, and it's free. Like, open source. Brilliant.
Oh wow,
Also,
the new one is out. Amazing. So
oh, I love this, man, because I
yeah,
feel like this happens to me like almost daily. That like I like check on something I work on that I haven't checked maybe for like a week, sometimes maybe more, and I'm like, oh damn, there's been an update. Oh damn, there's this. Oh damn, there's this.
yeah. I mean, it's very hard to stay on the track with the new stuff. So anyway, we'll be using Epic Photogasm, the Y model, and what else? We'll be using automatic VAE, and for the sake of it, I prepared a couple of prompts with ChatGPT. Um, so we'll just copy one of those.
Yeah. Neil asked, how is Forge better than 1111?
First of all, it's quicker. It better uses VRAM than automatic 1111. And it shows with the low level graphic cards. It's supposedly, if you have like 8 gigs graphic card, you can get about 30 to 40% quicker image render. So I have 4080, and it's I mean yeah, it's not that faster, but when we're upscaling with high res fix, it's way quicker.
It adds up. there's a lot of rendering to be done when like making images with stable, because you go from like nothing to like through a lot of steps and processes.
Exactly. And of course, we need the negative prompt, and usually there is a suggestion what to use on every model site. So here is simple prompt, style negative. So this one doesn't have negative prompt here. No problem. Style negatives. It has negative styles. I think I have one here. Or is it textual inversion? I think that's epic negative. Yeah. And this is all you need. Epic negative, LoRa, and textual inversion or embedding. So you just drop it here and
Could
yeah.
you quickly explain what a textual inversion and embedding is?
Yes. So usually we get a negative prompt. Usually it's like blurry, bad quality.
Pixelated, ugly, bad art.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. Yeah. But
Also not safe for work and nude. I think that's also like a good thing to put in there always.
exactly, yeah.
Depends what you're
Yeah.
doing.
The textual inversion is like getting all those terms together in one file, and then you can embed it in your workflow with embedding. Yeah,
Yeah. So
I've never
basically,
I've never made one. I've never trained one, but I'm using them quite a lot.
yeah. So basically, it's just like a part of the prompt already like bunched together, bundled together into a file, so you don't have to
Exactly.
write the words all the time.
And you have embeddings like bad prompt or bad hand. Those are very old ones. So yeah, color for photo. Okay, that's it. We'll be using those two. Okay, so just our prompt will be medium shot, a fashion photo with a 1930s aesthetics showing an attractive animated statue model in fashionable color, designer's clothes by Elsa Schiaparelli, object portrait specialist, softbox lighting, vignetting, surreal clocks and clouds in the background, 1930s, futuristic vintage elements in a Dali-inspired dreamscape, washed warm colors, and I will add LoRa for details. So let's find 1.5 LoRa's,
I love
and
detailers. Detailers are so good.
yeah,
Like
uh,
just and to both sides of like adding details and removing details. I think detailers are more or less, I feel like an essential LoRa, like for working with like quality production images.
so we'll be using more details LoRa, okay? And we can set the weight. You can set it from 0 to 2, but my advice is start working with zero point 0.6 to 8. I know this LoRa and it acts very well. It's really well trained. So we'll push it to zero point 0.8. So, uh, like I said, with our maps, we will be using the 520 by 640. So 512 by 640. And we'll drop the CFG scale to 6. And yeah, let's generate our first image.
Wow, it's already done.
Yeah, it's a medium shot. We can use add detailer for faces, but we'll get to this a bit later in Kriya or in high-res fix. Right now, we are looking for the right image, okay? So we can see it, it's a very nice aesthetic. So let's flare up ControlNET. So we will be using the lightning. Wait.
Lighting,
Uh,
brightness.
no. It's over here. Lighting-based picture
Uh-huh.
control nets. And I don't know why it's not here. Let's refresh it. There it is. Lighting based picture version 10. And we will make it pixel perfect. We don't need preprocessor because it takes the lightning, the info, the data takes it from the image. We need preprocessor if we have kind of a, you know, already made image, already render image. Like for OpenPose, if we drag and drop the photo here, and if we go to OpenPose, it will calculate what kind of pose is this model in. All right, but we won't be using OpenPose. We'll be using Lightning. Come on. Okay, and the next one, you can stack ControlNet models. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you can stack, I don't know, 10 of them. But of course, the render, the output will take longer. We will use depth ControlNet, and now we can import our map. You just drag and drop in the window, ControlNet window. And
So you're gonna use both depth and lighting.
yeah, both of them. But
What?
yeah,
Mhm. What are you gonna use the depth for?
just to because Lightning does the pixel. What's it makes pixel based map on the photo. I can explain it in
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
but
Uh,
depth maps affects the image, so it affects which thing is in the front and which thing is in the back. So the wider it is, the more front will be an object, and the blacker it is, the more it will be in the back.
yeah. So basically, to add the depth, as the name suggests, basically, so that it's not like a flat image, but like you actually have 3D depth, like in the image. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the
Nice.
depth
Nice.
will not be our main model, we will drop the weight to zero point 0.3, and we will drop the weight for lighting based to zero point 0.7. And we have starting control step and ending control step. This is, if you have starting control to 0, it will add the map from the beginning, from the step 1. But so we will give it a bit more artistic freedom in the beginning, and on the 0.14 step, it will start adding this map. Okay, so
I
we
love
have everything set.
I love stacking things like ControlNet or IP adapters with these step, like starting step and ending step.
Yeah,
Um, it's so good. Like when you can have like two different styles, and you say, okay, start with this style and then like finish with this one. Uh,
exactly.
that it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. And now the fun part is pressing generate button. So you get what's what's really,
Ooh,
speaks
yes,
to you.
we're already kind of there.
Yeah, yeah. So when you are kind of, happy with an image, you lock your seat. You press this recycle button. So now every time you click generate, it will produce the same picture. I'm talking about same pixel, as you can see.
And you generate without changing the prompt.
Yeah.
What if you change the prompt a bit now?
Oh, let's delete washed colors and just leave warm colors. It's not a lot difference, But yeah, if we change, I mean, the styling, let's change this to 1980s aesthetics with 1980s futurist vintage 1980s futuristic vintage elements. Okay.
Question. So like, oh yeah. So, oh damn, yeah, nice. Oh my god, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
every time, man. Every time I get into like ControlNet and IP hours, and these are like, yeah, this is like just the control that we can have because of the freedom of open source, you know.
Yeah.
But like, my question was like, when you lock in the seed, you rolled it down, right? Okay. But like, when you lock in the seed and generate an image over and over again, it
Yeah.
just produces the same image, the exact same image, right?
Exact same image. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the purpose of that process of generating like the same image?
The thing is, when you generate literally hundreds of images, so when in the evening you write your prompt and you put batch count 100 and batch size, I don't know, 8, so you get 800 images. You go to bed, you go watch TV, whatever. You click generate and you go to rest, and the next day when you wake up, you make yourself a nice coffee and you start browsing, like here. And the thing is that every image
What?
gets the number, and this number is the seed. Okay. So if you, for example, if you like that image very much, you
I
just
do.
you just go to PNG info, you drop your image here, and you get all data here, written here. And you don't have to copy paste everything. You just go to send to text to image. Now check this out. I'll go text to image, and I will input the same map that I used for this one. I think it was this one. And here.
So I use Invoke AI,
Yeah,
which is more I think interface friendly, just for like designers and creators. And there is a very similar feature, and I love this because there you also like, you can like right click and choose like use prompt or use all. Fills out
exactly.
everything. Fills out
Exactly.
IP adapters, control net, mul, everything. It's
Exactly.
fucking brilliant. My
Now
question.
check this
Sorry.
image and let's generate the same exact image. We have the seed number here, and it's the same image. It's the
Yeah,
same image.
my question was, first of all, brilliant. This is so good. My question was, when you lock in the seed, do you actually like generate new images with the same seed and the same prompt, same everything?
Yeah, you have to be careful that everything is the same. If you want to recreate the same image, the perfectly same image, you have to be careful for all the small details. So lots of times when you do some other works and when you go back to, I don't know, to this one, you forget to replace the control net maps or the settings, so you have to be really, really, really careful what you do with your seeds if you want to recreate the image.
Yeah, yeah. Seed is like I have never like, it feels like an underlying, not a flashy kind of feature, but it's actually really fucking useful. Just like
Yeah,
for the specific like product work, when you're like, okay, I have to deliver this exact product, and you get an image, and then you can slightly manipulate that image.
yeah,
This is just giving me an idea of like using same seed and dynamic prompting, where you
exactly.
basically like, oh my god, that's so good, man.
Yeah,
When you can basically like, you can in Stable Diffusion like create dynamic prompts, which I think is a lot very interesting, and I haven't seen a lot of content around that, so I think I should make it as well. But you can like put the prompt into like the curved brackets, and then inside of those curved brackets you can put a few different options. So for example, if we use colors, you can put blue and then like a line, red, line, green, and this means that it will generate like three different variations, three images. One of them will be blue, red, and green. And if you use the same seed, basically like a lot of the image will be the same, and you will just like be variating with these small changes. Wow, yeah. Oh wow, that's good.
So I don't have this extension. This is the extension in Stable in Forge. I think it's called Dynamic Prompts, and you just
Um,
turn it on. You put in the curly brackets, and you type in, whatever, modeling fashionable car designers clothes, or for example, buy curly brackets, and we can go Elsa Schiaparelli, we can go Prada, we can go Gucci, we can go Versace, we can do whatever you want to do, and it will make a combination. So it will take the same prompt and apply for the first image Schiaparelli, and to the second Prada, to the third Gucci, and so you will get the combo of all those different designers in this example. Okay,
yeah,
so let's continue.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when
Good
we're
trick.
happy with the picture, we lock the seed, and then we go to high-res fix. We choose the upscaler. I have quite a few of them, and I found out the NMKD upscalers are really, really, really good. Those are the photographic upscalers, professional upscalers, and I just love 4 times NMKD superscale. It just does magic. We need to give it a couple of high-risk steps.
What
In
what are high risk steps?
So sampling steps is how many steps does it take to produce an image. Let's take, for example, let's just take 5 steps, and it will make our picture in only 5 steps. It's not very good, right? So if we, but it produces it very quickly. We could go on with LCM models and with Lightning and with Turbo, which takes only Lightning models take from 2 to 8 steps. You can have a really good picture in 2 steps. It's crazy. It's
And
just
yeah, the way I use, okay, so high res steps is basically the same. How many steps is it gonna go over
exactly.
with the
But
upscaling?
yeah, but how many steps does it apply the high res um, details? But we have to drop the denoising strength. Denoising strength is how much noise will be applied to your image. So if you go with 0, then nothing will happen. If you go to 1, everything will be different. So for upscaling in high-res fix, zero point 0.3 is the sweet spot. So
Nice.
let's hit the generate. Oh, yeah, we have to turn it on. It works better if we turn it on. Yeah.
Check the boxes, press the buttons.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to be very careful for all the eyes and dots,
U-
I no eyes and
Usually, yeah, usually like if something isn't working, it is
yeah,
because something is turned off. Like
exactly.
in most cases.
Yeah. So now let's take a look at the difference between first and the second. So there are a, a couple of more details, right? But the thing is that it's bigger. So we just went from 512 by 640 to 1024 by 1280, which is quite
And
nice.
just but yeah, but like just from that standpoint, that is already incredibly valuable and impressive.
Yeah,
Because like if you just have a small image and you like you zoom it out or whatever, like it's gonna be pixelated, so that's already adding details with it.
yeah. So I just went to grab another prompt, and I will take a different map. Um, yeah, let's take this one. And we can also mix maps. I haven't tried that before. Let's see what happens.
This is usually like a win or lose
Yeah,
sort of
yeah, completely.
situation.
Yeah.
Because also like I feel like specifically with AI, like it is really important to give it clear instructions, otherwise it's gonna get so confused so quickly, just because all of the information is the same to it, you know. That's why also like weights in prompts, like if you don't use weights, like everything is the same, has the same value, you know.
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
Question. Oh, oh, damn. Whoa. Oh, oh, that's cool. Like the dress changes.
yeah.
It's like a different color.
But
Um,
as we can see, there is not much going on with depth. So let's just, for the fuck of it,
yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah,
hire the
yeah.
weight.
Question. So like, if I wanted to have this strip in a specific color, how
Yeah,
would you do it?
if you would have,
Like now it is pink and blue, and
yeah.
let's say I want it to be like I want it to be like just blue, like the whole strip just blue.
Oh, the one strip.
Yeah, CC. Yes.
Let's try this. I haven't tried this before, but let's do it. Let's push
Oh, you
the,
would color it. You would
yeah,
color it.
yeah, why not? Let's try it. Where's the wait, bucket?
I think I would go with the prompt. I would probably write it in the prompt
Yeah, but we need a blue stripe, right?
in the final image. Yeah.
Let's try this. Of course, we can try with prompt. We have to put it somewhere in the beginning because it's very important. Blue stripe.
Across the image. Yeah. Or did you swap the for the blue one?
No,
Okay.
it added a bit of blue, but it's
Not this
not
one.
the blue stripe, right? But
Need
let's
to be more specific. Yeah.
exactly. Let's see what.
And then probably IP adapter. That would be the easiest one. Just like put the blue image into IP adapter.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Let's see, and let's cut out the blue stripe and see what's up.
Oh, Mark just wrote that. Thank you for the Invoke AI. I love Invoke AI, and the thing is, it has both. It has like this type of interface, and it also has a workflow node-based system.
Yeah,
So you actually can do both. You know,
it,
otherwise, like for purely node-based system, I think Comfy UI like that. That's the thing. But for image, like I don't know. For me, like image generation, Invoke AI is the place I have been for months, like more than months, like almost a year now, and yeah, it's been working beautifully.
and we can see it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get into invoke, but time. So
We
i'm
make choices,
combining
yeah.
i'm combining the forge and the comfy. So I know invoke takes both of the best of them in the best of two worlds and put mesh them together, and I would love it. But isn't it that you have a limited amount of extensions and controllers in invoke? Because if
Um,
you go to extensions here, you can get like so many of them, like all of them.
yeah, no, it doesn't have this. It doesn't have this connected to the full open space.
Yeah.
With the node system, I think yeah, with the node system you can import whatever you want.
Oh,
But
okay.
like but with the text, it has like the predetermined interface to a degree. So like
I get.
models and LoRa's, ControlNET IP adapters, like all of these, you can upload whatever you want.
Yeah,
But like
yeah,
regarding extensions, there's upscaler. I would actually need to check for all of them. But yeah,
yeah,
it definitely has like, and that's like, it's always a kind of a payoff, you know, of like, full control versus some convenience,
yeah.
And I
True.
do, for me, like it hits the sweet spot. Like really, it hits the sweet spot of like it has like the features that I want control over, and they are very conveniently placed, so like have a very intuitive workflow. Because like
Yeah.
when you look at this, like it's literally just like levers, like these like dots, like one to like, now I can see like 7 dots and like 8 9 dots, and windows here and there. It's like I'm used to it. I have worked in like 1111 for a long time as well, but then I was like, I just want to have like a comfortable space, and it did hit the spot for me.
Hmm. I mean, it's also what you work with the most, right? What with which tool you start working with?
That is also true, but that it's tricky, right? Like going from one tool to another, like swapping. But I do think like at some point, yeah, like for me, it was just, yeah, like I like the interface, and more or less it's not that different. It's basically not that different. You have the
Yeah.
same kind of principle of working, it's just in a bit of different space.
So
Okay, so we kind of strayed we kind of strayed from like what you're talking about, but like, yeah, we got the images with the upscalers. So what comes after the upscaling here in Forge?
yeah, so let's when we are happy with those, we go to Kriya, upscale and enhance.
Also, this is insane, it's free, right?
It's incredible. I mean, my God. And we take the ones we liked. We love this one, right? And just drag and drop it inside. And you can just click enhance and that's it. But I love to go to settings and I love to copy and paste my prompt into it. It does its own prompt, but I love to just paste my own, so it will be more.
On
Um,
point.
yeah, we can choose a couple of styles, but
And
I
this
will
also had
go.
an update like recently. I feel like this
Yeah,
interface, I like it.
yeah. But I will choose defaults. I will give it a little bit more AI strength, and that's kind of it. The negative prompts. My classic negative prompt is blurry and bad quality. That's it. Yeah,
I usually do, what do I do? Ugly, blurry, blur, pixelated, low res.
text logos,
Sorry?
texts
Text
logos.
logos, yeah, that sort of thing. And I do NSFW and nude as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, you have to.
Uh,
For
yeah,
commercial work, you have to. For your own
absolutely.
work, oh,
Yeah, but I definitely it it's so good. Like just the fact, like with the negative prompting. And I think this is like the first difference between Midjourney that I was also like very basic. Like you have a negative prompt. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, that is so useful because like as important as to describe what you want to see, you also need to describe what you don't want to see. Because like AI takes everything at face value. It doesn't like, discern too much of like, oh, this is better or this is worse. Just like, yeah, this is, that's how I feel about it.
yeah,
And as you work with it, I'm like, no, this is important, this is less important. It really feels like, giving instructions to almost a child, or like, a very like face value intelligence at the moment.
exactly. And with the Lightning models, which are very, very fast, as the Excel Lightning models, you actually don't need negative prompts. I mean, the
Yeah,
prompt recognition is so good, and you don't need default negative prompts like with 1.5 models. You just
nice.
write in what you don't want to have in picture, and that's it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't tried them that much, to be honest, but that sounds cool. And also, it renders faster, right? It's less intensive.
Yeah, true.
Damn,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
here are the results.
Oh, yes. Damn, bro. That's so good.
And that's your work.
Damn, that's so good.
Yeah, yeah. I really want to see what will happen to this one, because I love this one, the one we just made. I mean, usually I just type in. So I write the prompt, the settings, and I just put in 30, and I go out, take my dog for a walk or whatnot. And when I
Oh
come
my god.
back, I just look at my outputs and just start, aha, I like this one, this one, this one. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can also put the batch folder for ControlNet. So
With
you
different maps.
exactly, you just push a couple of maps into a folder and you just copy paste folder inside, and it
I would love to try. I think like the next step is like the dynamic prompting with this as well. Oh,
yeah,
just, oh, it's so good. Oh my god, Stable Diffusion is so good. I'm like always like when I see this, and also when I go working, like It's also different, like deep work or just like playing around. But like when you get into like some proper deep work, you start to realize, oh my god, like there are so many interesting building blocks and elements I can use to create. Oh fuck, man, it's
So
good.
many options, so many options. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. You just
It is. It is.
and you have
Um,
to limit yourself. You have to just know I will work only with those parameters, and because
damn.
when you go outside of your perimeter,
Per, yeah, periphery, perimeter, frame of reference.
yeah, yeah, then you just I mean you can get so lost.
Damn, that's realistic.
Yeah,
That's really realistic. I do most like a lot of illustrative styles and draw hand drawn styles. So
yeah, yeah.
that's realistic. Neil asks, do you prefer Crea over Magnific?
Actually, I'm only using Crea.
Yeah, same. Or the inbuilt, like the Stable Diffusion ones.
Yeah, or the oof, yeah, this one. No, wait. It's in image to image, but this script, Ultimate SD Upscale, this is a beast. Now let me show it to you. Just for example, I will take the low res. No, I will take high res because why not? So you just put in the same prompt. You go to denoising strength. It doesn't has it must not be too high. So about point 0.3, point 0.3 is the sweet spot. Okay, but we have to, when using Ultimate SD Upscale, we have to be careful to use ControlNET, the tile ControlNET. If we don't, then we get a lot of artifacts. This is taking a bit more time, but it upscales images very, very nicely. We will push in 30 steps. The width and height here is not important because we are using scale from the image size times 2, and we'll just generate it. As I said, upscalers are very, very memory heavy for the memory, so you have to have quite a good GPU to upscale images on um, to upscale them really, really to big dimension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it still goes like pretty fast, like with your machine. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. I mean, but also Forge is brilliant. I'm using Supir in Comfy. Have you heard of Supir?
Yeah, yeah. It
It's
came out like a while back, like two
yeah,
months
it's
maybe.
brilliant for image restoring, but it's also very, very good for upscaling. So yeah, this is the result with Ultimate SD Upscaler. And let's take a look how big.
Damn, that looks fucking good.
Yeah,
That looks properly realistic.
yeah. This is Kriya.
Oh yeah, the other one. Okay, yeah, go to the other one.
Um, and this is the SD Upscaler.
This is sharp. This is sharp. This is incredibly sharp. This is also good, but I feel like it is less sharp. It has
Yeah,
some like edge blurriness,
yeah,
edge roughness.
yeah. So
Wow, damn.
imagine throwing this one in Korea. Actually, why not?
Oh, okay, final experiment, and then I think like we should wrap it up. This has been
Okay,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. All right. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, if anyone has questions, like please do say now. I see like there are quite a few people still here. Damn, like around 30 people. Very cool. Very nice that you joined.
All right.
I
Thanks
think we
for
have so
joining.
much more to explore here around like just stable diffusion and control nets and IP adapters. We might do more for sure. I mean, I will definitely do more. Just gotta
I would
choose
be
the
happy
topics.
to join you for experimentation.
Absolutely, I love experimenting, man. But also, like, yeah, like from this point, like, any questions or like what topics would you be interested like around this these workflows and stable diffusion and just like customizing? Neil said he feels Korea brought subtle lighting realism. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a fun time to be a creative, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And especially like with these tools, like we talk about, like ControlNet, and we haven't even gotten to IP adapter. I think that's like a whole new thing again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
I've
but
been using IP adapters extensively for the last couple of months, and they are
it's so
godsend.
good.
They're godsend.
It's so good. It's and
Mateo is genius.
and all of the people who develop these things are geniuses. And it's just like it's a person. It's just a person like playing with their computer, like we are at the moment.
Yeah,
Kinda. I mean, there goes more into it. But at the end of the day, we're just playing around and doing things. And
exactly.
that's like that's why I think open source is so fun. Because everyone is just like doing things because like we find it fun. We enjoy these sorts of like experiments. Ian asks, could you say more about lighting based picture? What is it doing?
The lightning models. Oh, the
The
model.
control net. I think the control net, the lighting control net model.
Yeah. You can read more here if you know Chinese.
We'll paste the link. We'll paste the link in the
Yeah,
comments
of
later.
course. I mean, it creates compositions by black and white information.
Yeah. So I think this is similar to brightness model as well. Like that one is old. Like it's been around, and I think this is a very similar idea, I guess. But I
Mhm.
guess lighting does have like a how do you fall off. It has a fall off after a while, and brightness is just like it's flat. So maybe like lighting recognizes that, as I can see in these images. Yeah.
Yeah,
But basically, yeah, it takes the shapes determined by the black and white. That's why we made the maps in like Photoshop of like okay, triangle, whatever, and it like takes those shapes and kind of like I see it as it burns them into the image, like
yeah,
very structuredly, um, in comparison, like Canny like creates like outlines, but this one is just focused on like black and white, I think like for this types of workflows with like basic shapes, basic compositions, it is really really good because you can really just draw the map. You can literally just draw the map, and then that will be in your image. You could even go as far as like logo if you convert the logo, like, but the logo needs to be of course like very simple and like shape based. But if you convert it to like a black and white version, it will actually sear it into the image very precisely. That's
exactly.
also a cool idea. And Neil asks another question. I'm used to 1111 and comfy, but how do you easily show the setup you have to other coworkers?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Um, how do you easily show the setup you have inside 1111 or comfy to other people, to other coworkers, for example? So like now you have the setup of control nets, you have IP adapters, you have models, embeddings, like all of this. How could you easily like transfer this to like another person, basically?
I mean, yeah, just like I said, every so Confi has a workflow that each output in each output there is a code written inside. Let's just take a look. How does
Oh,
that
he
look
said
like?
the installation part of all this.
Oh,
Uh, Yeah,
yeah.
man.
That's
I feel you now. I immediately felt it. I immediately felt it.
that's a bit tricky. Well, for example, you have uh, Pinocchio AI, and it's the easiest installer out there. Or you have
I will just quickly
Ubuntu
answer to
Matrix.
Ian. To
Yeah,
Ian, yeah, that's what we meant. He said like you mentioned that you prefer 1.5 for ControlNet because they work with smaller dimensions. That's
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
But yeah, for
And what
installing,
do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Is the second part of the question. But first, like the installation part. So sorry, what is this? Pinocchio?
this is Pinocchio. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does this do? What does it mean for the
This,
installation process?
this is a software which you install, and you take this software as a base to install other AI programs like triple SR, which does 3D, or
Oh wow, I
yeah,
didn't know about this. I
Face
I, I
Fusion,
only
Stable Cascade, Conf UI, Instant ID.
wow, this is incredibly valuable. Wow, wow,
Oh
wow.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Invoke.
Because
There we go. Yeah,
yeah,
and
that's insane.
you just stack those. You just stack those inside Pinocchio, and it
Okay,
works
okay.
for both for Windows and Mac. So it's excellent.
This is incredible product.
You have Koya, you have Model Scope,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can create LoRa's. I mean, you name
but
it. You have
yeah,
everything.
but yeah, like from just you have to have it installed like on all the computers and coworkers that you want. Like Neil, I'm answering to Neil as well. And then like regarding the specific image generation setup, it's like Luca showed. Like you can put it into the PNG info, or with Comfy, you literally just drop the image inside because like it embeds it the metadata into the image, which is also insane.
So I have old images. Let's see, and it shows you everything. What kind of element was used? Which LoRa's were used? You have everything. Which control nets were used? In which kind of weights? Um, like everything, and you don't have to do anything. You just send text to image, and it will transfer everything except the control net maps. You have to go with
Nice.
your control net maps, but
In
everything
Invo-
else, it's there.
yeah, in Invoke, it actually like fills that in as well, but only like with images that were like that are already inside Invoke that were generated with Invoke. Like if you put like an outside image, then yeah, that's more of an asset. But like this is so good. Um, Mark said, "Boom, thanks for the Pinocchio." I agree. I absolutely agree. Reduces the manual install by so much.
Yeah.
And Ian asked, "Why is a smaller dimension better for ControlNet?"
Um, I mean, it's more controllable because you have to with SDXL you have to deal with more pixels inside the image. If you have smaller image, it's more controllable. So imagine like small children, more control, big children, less control.
Yeah, it all comes down to I. This is so good. This is a great point. Or just like reducing the amount of information AI has to process,
Yeah,
because like as a few times we've already mentioned, like AI takes everything at the same value. So like if you put information of inside the image, everything will have the same value. So like it's more or less up to us to like limit the information of like what is actually important. Oh, that's a very good point. Yes.
yeah,
Neil said Pinocchio looks insane. I agree.
yeah.
What is the Lycos AI link? And Ian, thank you. Yeah, makes sense. I agree. Nice.
Pinocchio dot computer.
Yeah, Lycos AI link for Neil. If you have anything on that. Otherwise, we can also slowly wrap up and leave links in the comments so like we can after like this also keep the conversation going, which I
Yeah.
think is the purpose of all this event. After.
What's a Lycos? I heard of it, never used it.
Yeah. So I guess we will have to look into that.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
so thank you everybody for joining in. That was a pleasure and a fun. And thank you, Nate, for hosting this event. I really hope
Yeah.
we can do it some other time. We can
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Thank you, my man. This was brilliant, man. Like we already talk about this a lot, just like in private, and like we have similar workflows, and now I also realize similar backgrounds and similar minds. So I feel like we vibe with like all of these kind of creative like exercises. Also, thanks yeah for everyone for joining, and for you, Luca, that you showed all of these things. Yeah, man, freaking fantastic. Let's do it again.
All right.
Catch up next
Okay.
time. I hope everyone had some insights and questions and all of these. Like, thank you for participating, Neil, Ian, like all of you. All right.